There's a lot of definitions of native advertising, and what we found through our research is that there's really three main things that we felt really classified a native ad. And the first was that it was really an effective integration with the content, with the platform, that there was overt transparency in the fact that it was an ad. And then the last piece was really around aligning objectives between consumers and advertisers. And I think that's one of the key things that makes native ads work really well, is that consumers find a lot of value in these ads. So in our study, we found that 60% of consumers had a positive perception of native ads that were running on Yahoo, which is great and really high. And so within that construct, when we talk about like an effective integration, what we tell our advertisers is like act like a local. So think about where you are, right? You could be in Yahoo's magazine and then your native ad should resemble that tile format. But if you're in Tumblr, you could use video, you could use a tile format, you could use an animated GIF. And so we say like there's not really a one size fits all, but just really thinking about like the context of the environment and really embracing that. And what we see is that when advertisers are successful in doing that, that the ads get a lot of time and attention. So we did some biometric research and we saw that the native ads within our app got 3 times as much attention as a standard mobile display banner. And we also see that there's about a 1.8 times higher click-through rate on mobile native ads.
So tell us about the creative part of the mobile ads, or I should say the native advertising. So is that something that you guys do? You get from agencies? It's a mix. Tell us about kind of the process of creating this stuff and what works and some best practices.
So it is a mix right now, and I think it just depends on the kind of ad. So I think content marketing is a form of native advertising, and so there will be times where our editors will help write that content. There's times where brands have that content, and one of the things that we found when the other pillar I talked about was transparency, was that we're always going to say that it's a sponsored post or sponsored content, but there's a lot that brands can do too. So we found that there's some cases when native is too native, and so consumers will click on the content but they don't know which brand it's associated with. So we had a CPG client running on our sites and they had no logo and the headline wasn't really clear who it was for, and so we worked with them to optimize their creative, to include the logo, to play around with different headlines, and then they saw a really nice lift in terms of unaided awareness and purchase intent. And I think the biggest KPI for them was that when they tweaked their ad, they saw a 71% lift in intent to purchase over competitors. So that's an area where we will help them optimize and really get involved, but it really depends on exactly what they want to do and what the approach needs to be. Brightroll has just joined our family, and so I think there's a lot of new things that we can expect to see in terms of video at Yahoo. So video and native and mobile and social, those are all our core pillars, and so I think we'll see more mobile video ads and just more video ads across the Brightroll network as well. What we found through doing a lot of research is that the way that advertisers want to evaluate their campaigns is through just very traditional metrics. So we did a lot of research when Yahoo was coming out with our Gemini marketplace to say like what should the KPIs be, and it really what came down to was like the same KPIs that advertisers are used to looking at. So I mean, there will be some performance-based ads obviously in the native environment, but for brand, they want to know like lift in brand awareness and some of those traditional KPIs. And so our Gemini ads can be a performance-based or also just sold on an impression basis, because there's a lot of brand value in native ads too. Our native ads run across PC and mobile, and Gemini is really our unified marketplace for buying mobile search and native ads across PC and mobile.